8 million serious accidents happen in a year here in Germany. 8 million serious accidents happen in a year here in Germany. That means that every 10th person of you sitting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, will have an injury bad enough this year to go to the hospital. And we're not talking about like cutting your finger or scratching your knee. We're talking about breaking your leg or having a really, really bad bike accident, for example. Now, these accidents, studies show that about a third of them happen at home, about another third occur at work, school, and the rest during free time. What does this mean for us? Well, at home, the accidents are very likely to involve the people that we live with. So our parents, siblings, close family members. In the case of an emergency, we would want to help them. Same goes for our schoolmates that we study with and play basketball with in breaks. During free time, we hang out with our friends that we would also want to help in case of an emergency. Now, when you add all these three types of accidents together, you get that 90% of all the accidents that you will experience in your life happen to the people that you love or care about. And in the case of an emergency, if these 90%, so your family at home, your schoolmates at school, and your friends at free time, if they have an emergency and they collapse on the floor and they start shaking or have a bad bike accident, would you know how to help them? Would you really do a good job in helping them? Or would you just ask them, hey, are you okay, are you okay? Because I think the majority of you will not really know how to help them because you have never taken a first aid course and you never got taught. And I think that's a big problem. Now, with these three scenarios, I want to show where to perform first aid. Accident scenario 1, not awakeable. This is something that could happen to your grandma every second. You're playing Mensch ärger dich nicht, and she's really good at it. She already has 3 figures in her home area, so she's winning. And then suddenly, you look up from the playing board and see her tipping backwards on her stool, unconscious and collapsing on the floor. Now this happens from one moment to another, but luckily you know well enough to call the ambulance and check if she has a stroke with the following acronym FAST. F stands for face. Ask your grandma to smile. If one side of her face smiles more than the other, then that's one sign that she has a stroke. A stands for arms. Ask her to raise both arms. If one side hangs down more than the other, that's another sign. S stands for speech. Ask her to repeat a normal sentence. If this sentence is slurred or comes out weirdly, that's a third sign. And time, T, time to call emergency services if not done so already. That was accident scenario 1. Accident scenario 2, wounds and injuries. It's 2:35 at night or in the morning, however you want to see it. And Mathilde S., 17 years old, is just coming back from a party in Zehlendorf, and she had a really good time. It was Tanzen im Mai, summer is starting, everybody's doing great. And then one genius suggests climbing the school fence at night, giving the school a visit at night. Now, so everybody go climbing the fence. It's a big, tight, chain-linked fence. And then it's Mathilde's turn. Now, this is an odd one. Mathilde, when she climbs the fence, and then she jumps down, and her finger, it's off. It gets stuck in the fence with her rings and her bracelets. It gets stuck in the fence, and she jumps down the fence, and her finger is off. Now, at this point, blood everywhere. It's complete chaos. Blood everywhere. Everybody's looking at her hand in shock. Everybody's looking at her. She's looking at her hand. Her friends are looking at her hand in shock. Some kids just run off to save themselves. And eventually, things calm down a little bit. and her friends ask her, hey, are you okay, are you okay? And they bring her to a nearby hospital. Are you okay, are you okay? But no one paid attention. What did they forget? Her finger. If they had taken her finger, it could have been reattached with no problem. The surgeons do their job. They first clean the wound, then they fix the bones with wires or screws, and then they reconnect tendons, nerves, blood vessels. Everything, most of the times, can be restored pretty much. But now the finger was stuck in the fence. It was a nice finger, actually. It had new nail polish and everything, nice ring. But the finger was off, and the finger was forgotten, and the finger could go into the Biomüll. Accident scenario 3. No breathing. Last week, you might have read in the news, a BMW crashed into the borders of Tauentziehstraße, took off the ground, and then skidded back onto the road. Now, the driver, Thomas B., 49 years old, can climb out of the car and collapses on the asphalt in front of you. 2 seconds later, the BMW, goes up in flames. You're the first one on the scene, and you see this accident, and you shout for help. You give other pedestrians clear instructions on what to do. You make sure no traffic comes by. Secure the scene. You in the red shirt, call 112. You tell them what to do, and now to the guy. You get down to the guy. He's not breathing anymore, and instantly, you know you have to do CPR. CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Big word, just say CPR. So you get down into the CPR position, and you do CPR to imitate the pumping of the heart, because the heart has stopped. You want oxygenated blood to keep on circulating, especially to the brain. So you get down to the CPR position, and you press down where his heart is. And even if the ribs crack, that's okay. It's a sign you're doing it right. So you press down, and one crucial part of this, because you want to imitate the heart. You want to imitate, you can't just press down in any tempo. You have to press down in 100 beats per minute. And to help you with this, you can open up the song Stayin' Alive on your phone. Open up the song, and you press on play. Now, remember, push to the beat of Stayin' Alive, and you can save a life.